Chaminade football is great. Playing under the lights each Friday night, friends and family coming to cheer on the Eagles, school spirit filling the student section, echoing onto the deep blue sea. It becomes a community. There's not much quite like it. However, I realize there's another way to experience a similar connection to football at Chaminade. That's through fantasy football. For some, fantasy football is just a game, but for others, it's a lifestyle. Fantasy football is a competition in which participants draft, trade, and manage imaginary teams using real NFL players and score points according to the actual performance of those players. Each week of the football season, you choose and submit a starting lineup from the players you have on your team. Once you set your lineup for the week, you face off head-to-head against somebody in your league. The team whose players generate more fantasy points that week wins. What's it like being a competitive fantasy football league here at Chaminade?
It's relieving.
Not really at all.
It's a special.
Is it relieving?
It's
If
special.
anything, it's special.
I mean, they both have pretty bad teams, so for us two over here with solid teams, it's pretty fun.
That's completely
I did
false.
beat
I
Garrett.
actually happen to be in first place in the league currently.
He
and
also cheats half the time, which all of us on the panel can
He
agree on
did-
besides
This
himself.
is
He
simply
did
not
fix
true.
the schedule. He
Simply
did
not
fix
true.
the schedule.
How do your Sundays change from playing fantasy football?
Well, when you don't play fantasy football, usually on Sundays when you're watching football, you'll just root for one team, and obviously I still do. Huge Steelers fan, and for the majority I will be watching the Steelers game when it's on, but it also allows you to get a certain level of enjoyment and to have some type of stakes in every game, because say like the Falcons and the Titans are playing, like normally that's not a game I would care about, but my running back Devonta Freeman would be playing, therefore I want to watch the game and I care about the game and care about how the players do in that game.
I'm friends with them now, but when I'm playing against them in a matchup, they're not my friend. They're my enemy.
Very
They're
true.
my frenemies.
Like
They're
how
all
brothers
frenemies.
pick on each other, the more trash talking we do symbolizes how much we love each other.
6 days of the week, I will be friends with these people. However, Sundays and Thursdays and Mondays from 5 to 8 o'clock.
That's not 6 days
Well,
a
that's
week.
3 days.
So, okay. I sincerely hate all of them during those time periods.
Yeah.
I love the hate, and I hate. No, I just love the hate. I love the hate.
I mean, the hate's warranted when Harrison's team is just really bad and Ben's team's even worse.
Yeah.
Would you call your league one of the best at Chaminade?
He's
Oh,
the
I would,
best. It's the best.
as
One
commissioner,
of the best.
Go ahead.
I would call it the best.
I don't
league
even
at
think
Chaminade.
there's
And why is that?
And considering it's the best league at Chaminade, and I was the former champion, I'm
Right.
therefore the best fantasy football player at Chaminade. I'm the champion of the best fantasy football league ever, and I really love to two-peat, maybe three-peat, maybe quadruple-peat.
I mean, I think the fact that people come to us asking for fantasy football advice really solidifies the fact that we're the best.
I have never asked anybody in another league here at school for fantasy football advice.
Just today,
Which
I
just
was,
shows that our league is the most
We're the
advanced.
best.
just today I was asked to set somebody's setting that lineup, another kid came up to me at lunch and said, "Can you set my lineup?" And it shows that we are viewed by the general public that we are the strongest fantasy football league at this school.
Fantasy gods.
Keys to success, I would say being able to adapt, where if your player's questionable and it's Thursday afternoon, don't know who to play, being able to work that waiver wire, pick up a good player, plug him in. You know, Bilal Powell got me 14 points a couple weeks ago. Solid player. You gotta look at potential, recognize the matchups, and really be analytical, but also don't overthink it.
I think the matchups are a very important part about it. You have to look at, if you have two players who are pretty equal, you have to really know, like, if this player's playing Jacksonville defense and then this other player's playing, say, Buffalo defense, you have to know that that player playing Jacksonville defense, if they are pretty equal, is definitely the player to play because the defense is just poor, simply.
I hate to say this, but I'd have to partially agree with Lev there. The waiver wire is a very important key to the success. Last year in the playoffs, I picked up a different person in all three playoff games. I picked up a different flex, including picking up Matt Asiata. He got 2 touchdowns in the Shiva Championship to help me lead to my victory. So just being really attentive of everything, knowing all the players, There's not a player on a roster that you shouldn't know. You should know the running back depth chart, all of it. You should know who's starting in certain situations, who's starting on the goal line, who the vultures are. You need to know everything, and you'd be willing to make all sorts of trades, putting your heart on the line, putting your season on the line, making big risks, but also making smart risks.
Amen.
Opportunity cost.
For me as a fantasy football player, it's more of like a hit or miss. You know, I really own the draft when I get there from start to finish. I make my presence known. It's kind of what I do around here. Waiver wires, you know, that's for people like Spencer. They need to like pick up the worst players. I start with the best, I end with the best. I do my own strategy, I do my own thing, and I'm the best.
The person who comes in last place in our league, we actually refer to as the
Sacco.
The Sacco.
Sacco.
Last
Or
year.
the Nolan.
Last year, the person who came in last place was Cole Pluchek. His team was actually god awful.
They had 5 Patriots in the starting lineup.
5 Patriots in the starting lineup, yeah, terrible. Anyways, with that being said, his punishment was he had to bleach his tips.
His
He
hair.
had to keep this bleached hair for 2 weeks during school, and it was a form of embarrassment for him and complete and utter enjoyment for us.
It's a lifestyle. It's simple as that.
It's a lifestyle. It's as simple as that.